Grab your pre-workout and turn up that volume. It is time for a new episode of the Powerlifter's Den with your host, Cam Smith. What's up, Powerlifter's Den family? Want to rep the podcast and look good while doing it? Check out my official merch store at plden.company.site. We've got tees, hoodies, beanies, hats, and more, and gear that'll keep you motivated in and out of the gym. Every purchase helps support me and the podcast and keeps the den growing strong. So whether you're hitting a heavy squat session or just lounging in style, we've got you covered. Head to plden.company.site and grab your merch today. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Powerlifter's Den. I'm your host, Cam Smith, and today I'm bringing on someone who has a massive raw total and is pretty well known in the powerlifting world and likes to share his opinion. So, JP, why don't you introduce yourself?
I'm JP.
So,
Carroll, not Dice. There's two JPs.
Yep, both
They
strong.
both have massive totals,
Yeah.
and they both are pretty well known.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess that's a strong person's name. But so kind of before we get into it, let's maybe tell everybody where you're from, where you train out of. I know you own a gym, so.
Where I'm from Illinois. I've been a little bit everywhere over the last 10 years, mostly Ohio, and then ended up in Texas, the greatest state in the country. I train out of my own gym, the Bunker in Lubbock, in the desert where you see scorpions and black widows and all. It's like Australia Junior out here. It's wild.
Yeah. So obviously you've since retired from powerlifting, but I don't like the term retired anyways, but you were able to get very close to a 2,300 pound raw total. You got up to a 600 pound bench. So, and I know you started, I guess, later than what most people would say is okay to start. So maybe tell us about how you found powerlifting.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually a pretty dope story. The woman I was married to at that time, her father-in-law, he was just he was half Asian, half Irish. What
a combo.
Yeah, just wild. But the man could drink like a fish and wake up at 5 a.m. and train. And I was still playing football. I was 30. I was maybe 29, 30 years old. And he was like, hey, man, there's this powerlifting meeting. Now in Texas, you're 6 years old. You know what powerlifting is. In Illinois, it's just not a thing that I really knew much about. So I was like, yeah, whatever. And I was still on the way there. I was thinking more strongman type thing, So we get there and we're watching it. And, fast forward a whole lot of years, fuck deadlift. But I remember watching a kid. I can see it right now. He had a Mexican flag singlet on, and he pulled low sevens. But I remember seeing that bar bend and shit. And I was like, damn, that's kind of fucking sick. And, we lifted all the time, but we were just trying to be fast, and explosive. But we were all strong. And we'd fuck off mostly with bench, like most dudes who play football. And I was like, man, I kind of want to do this. And the way he was like, good fucking do it, pussy, And like I said, I was 30, and I was like, man, I think this is my last year playing football. I really enjoyed training for football. Playing football was definitely still dope, but man, at 30, you're getting smacked around by these young kids all day. It's just not as fun anymore. And I just wanted to do something different. I mean, that's kind of my personality. And I remember 2 weeks later, I came over and he had we called it the dojo because we used to cook him for being Asian. But he had fucking chains and fucking all kinds of shit. And he's like, there's this guy fucking Louis Simmons, and he said if you do this, or we're fucking squatting 9x3s to a box and all kinds. I had no fucking clue what I was doing.
Yeah, and with that, was that once you did that meet, was that something you're like, all right, this is what I'm doing now, or did it take a little bit?
No, man, it was one of those things that good at it, naturally, if you want to say. I mean, I think I was in the beginning. I think I competed my first time. I was actually still natty, which a lot of people don't know. It was instant. I just fucking loved it. It was a different challenge, man. I've been playing football forever. You can only hike the ball so many fucking times. You know what I mean? Either you win or you don't.
Yeah.
There's just not a whole lot to that anymore. So I was in, and I competed. I'd say probably, I don't know, within a year. You know what I mean? I didn't really train for a meet for a whole. I was doing the 5-3-1, and we were doing Louis shit. We were just kind of hopping around, and then I was like, man, I think I want to do one of these meets. I picked one that was in St. Louis, but it was Granite City, but it was close to St. Louis, and I lived in Chicagoland area at the time. And I went, and I remember YouTube, Brandon Lilly was huge at that time, and I walk in and fucking homeboys there. I was like, oh, that's fucking wild, so I'm like, this is dope. I'm like, all right, time I'm wearing the wrestling singlet. They asked me my rack height. I was 6 feet. I had no fucking clue what I was doing. but I had a good ass time, man. I squatted like I want to say I got 700, but I took like a jab step, so it didn't count. And I remember Brandon came over and he was like, "You squatted 700." I was like, "Yeah, I get it. There's technical things." And then my wife wrapped my knees for that meet, and she like dropped one, and Brandon was like, "Watch out!" And he like fucking grabbed it, and then I benched like 470, and I pulled 700. My first meet had a higher deadlift than like my next four. It sucked. But yeah, man, I was hooked. I was like, I'm absolutely 100 positively fucking doing this.
Yeah, and I'm sure people at that meet were coming up to you after, like, "Wait, this is your first meet? Like, what the fuck?"
Yeah, and it was like I was training at that time. I ended up hooking up with like the Lily Bridges, like right after that, and we used to train at a place in Montgomery, Illinois called Jack Hardcore. It's like an older school gym. I don't even know if it's still open. It probably is, but we were there, and Tom Callis was like, "Oh, your boy was talking about you on a podcast last night." I was like, "Who?" He's like, "Brandon Lilly." I'm like, "That ain't my fucking boy." And he was like, "Man," he's like, talking about powerlifting. He's like, "There's a guy out there right now that nobody knows about." He's like, "His name's JP Carroll." He's like, "Watch out." And I was like, "Fuck." I was like, "Nah, I gotta do this shit."
Yeah.
And it was just the people I trained with, they're like that crew back then, like we didn't even know we had like the Lily Bridges, Tom Callis, fucking Matt Clarkson, like all kinds of crazy people. And just there was no like, I don't think I'm gonna train today, or not feeling. I'm gonna go RPE 6 today. Like there was none of that. Like you're fucking loading it up, you're hammering it, and I just loved that. That was great for me.
Yeah, and so when you kind of went from training for football to training for powerlifting, obviously, like you had to learn like the rules and all that stuff. But what are some of the biggest things that you kind of learned right away in terms of like training styles or something that you didn't really focus on during training for football?
Pausing a bench. I was football player. I was dropping that bitch and explode. I mean, I honestly, I train like I don't so much anymore. I'm getting old now, but even like when I bench 600, I was doing touch and goes all the way, like just forever. I was super explosive, bro. I had a fast twitch, and I got away with making a little powerlifting career, for the lack of a better term, out of that. Learning how to pause a bench, I was like, shit, this is hella different. And squatting, like it's not that complicated, and deadlift, it's pretty simple. I think bench was the one thing I was like, fuck, I gotta slow this down. And I lost like a bunch on my bench by doing that, but ended up getting a lot more in the long run.
Yeah, and then I guess from there, obviously, I love talking about crew mentality and stuff, and you got to train with a bunch of savages. So, and I think that's
Yeah.
a lost art of powerlifting. So let's dive into that a little bit about what do you think caused the shift? I mean, obviously, multiply. We have our crews. That's like always been a thing, but I know raw people used to have crews back in the day, and that seems to kind of be fading away. What do you think are some of the reasons for that?
I mean, two things. One will be my opinion, and one is more about what I really think is happening. The thing that I think is happening, there's just more powerlifting gyms available, bro. They're fucking everywhere now. Bro, I fucking cannot stand when I tell people, hey, bro, come train. They're like, oh, I live 30 minutes away. I'm like, I don't think I went to a gym that was less than an hour. I lived in like Darien, like where fucking people don't have a clue, but it was like 45 minutes to an hour away from Aurora where we used to train.
Yeah.
Oh, that's when you drink your pre-workout, you eat a little fucking shit while you're driving it, you get to the fucking gym, you hammer it, you drive home either real quiet or real fucking loud.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's funny that that's so true because I mean, I live like an hour 15 away from where I train, but it's like 25 minutes from work. But if I
Yeah,
wasn't working there, I'd still drive there just because it's worth it to me.
100%.
But there is still that availability. There's a few gyms closer to me. Obviously, I just have a preference of who I train with.
Yeah. And then like my opinion kind of is like a caveat of that is like, and I see this a lot, is everybody wants to be the big fish in the small pond. So it's like I'm the dude at my gym. I'm staying here. I see a lot of that now that there's more availability to gyms. They have the availability to do that. I have kids come to my gym and like they'll bench 400 or they'll squat 400, and then they're like looking around and nobody's like, nobody gives a fuck. Like we all do. The girls do that. So it's like I feel like that's a big thing. Like an ego is part of that, as to where I feel that era, and there's still a lot of guys like that. It's just train with the best, try to beat. I'm literally arguing with Derek Kendall and Eric Lillybridge every fucking day about who's stronger. Like I have no choice but to get better. So I would have to make that a thing. I could never want to be the. Louis said it. If you're the strongest or smartest guy in your gym, leave.
Yeah, and that's something I don't get why they wouldn't want to be. Like I'm this believer of like what Louis said of like I want to be one of the weakest people in that gym because that only means my ceiling of getting stronger is 10 times higher. If I'm already the big dog there, I'll get stronger, but it's gonna be way slower because nothing's pushing me.
Well, you'll be teaching and helping everybody else, which is the thing that you come to in your lifting career too. But you don't want to get into that part. That's out to the pasture.
Yeah, and I forget who said it best. I think actually it might have been my coach Mike Skiba of like, you don't want to be the hunted, you want to be the hunter, and like that's kind of the same mentality.
Yep.
But kind of going back more into training, I know you obviously trained with the Lily Bridges. You got to train with Joe Sullivan sometimes and at Westside. So maybe tell us about that, your experience, because everyone loves a good Westside story.
Westside, like I was there for like 5 seconds. That's what I tell people. In comparison, like I was at Elite for like I don't know a year, and then with the Lily Bridges for like 2. I got to like pretty much train and be around everybody. I have one of them real weird pedigrees. Like I know I'm a fucking meathead and an asshole, but bro, like I tell people, I forgot more shit than you know. Like I've got that soaked that knowledge up. But like I think my only real West Side story that I really will tell is like me and Burley were like the 2 big raw dudes there. Like, and that dude talking about fucking being smarter than most people give him credit for. That dude's weirdly smart, but he always had a shoulder problem on max effort upper day, and I did not. So like, I would always whoop it out. We talk shit, you know what I mean? And Louis like laughing, and ironically enough, he's like, "Oh, you're just a big fish in a small pond." I was like, "It's your pond, motherfucker." But he just loved that shit, man.
Yeah, and like that's, I think the reason people love hearing these stories so much is because it's, you don't see gyms like that anymore, and that's why it's like the lost art of powerlifting. And everyone's always like, yeah, it's just a bunch of old people talking about the glory days, but like if you know what actually happened and like where these animals came from, like you see why it's important for the sport.
Yeah, and it was always like, again, people want to be the big fish in a small pond. Like I loved it there. We'd be at breakfast talking shit, or somebody start arguing, then it turns into like a contest, deadlift contest, straight weight, fucking boom, boom, boom. Walk in, Chuck's like, "What happened?" You tell him, he's like, "Where's the duct tape?" And then like you beat a dude, and he's like, "No, it's fucking the rule is you got to beat him by 10 fucking pounds. You only took like," and it just fucking the whole time. But like, I feel like that builds a lot of tenacity for the platform. Now let's be real honest. In most warm up rooms, everybody's, "Hey, I miss you, high five." It's weird now, bro. But like that transition of that little, not West Side era, but like our golden era in the middle, there was shit popping off and things like that. So it's like it prepared you. Like there's going to be chaos. People are going to be talking shit. So it wasn't like you walked into a warm up room or something where you got a crew of dudes talking shit or shit happens. Like, bro, you're kind of used to it. These foo kids, man, I see kids with 240 dots and they got camera crews and they got 10 people with them, and it's wild.
Yeah, and I think we'll dive into that. That would be one of the first things we talk about. I think I'd like to say that social media was the best and worst thing for powerlifting ever. So, I know you like making your videos and stuff. What kind of sparked you to be like, all right, let's tell these kids to basically stop being dorks?
I get bored, man. It's the typical fucking get off my lawn. You know what I mean? I did plenty of dumb shit when I first started. Like I said, I fucking wore a wrestling singlet and I thought my height was 6 feet. I've been there, but I never thought buying a specific outfit or fucking wearing an A7 fucking singlet or SBD this and having fucking 8K camera on my fucking 200-pound squat would make me something. The only thing I ever gave a fuck about, and it's in retrospect, I don't want to say I regret it, but it's unfortunate. The only thing I care about was a 4-digit number next to my name for like 10 years. I could have did a lot more shit with my life. I promise you, bro. But like, it just, I was obsessed. It was a fucking addiction, and it's what I wanted. And I could, to this day, like I'm like, fuck, dude, 18 fucking pounds. That's all I had to do to fucking, it fucks with me.
Yeah.
But I'm also a little wiser and be like, well, you get hurt, you can't run your gym, you can't do these things, and there's a lot that goes into it. But I have a hard time seeing like, this is fun. This is my hobby. Like, imagine sucking at this as a hobby. Like, why the fuck would you do this? Sport sucks, dude. Like, it's not fun. It fucking hurts. It's a nightmare. And then like to suck at it and still want to do it, like I don't know, it just ruffled my old man feathers. I got into this game as an old man. I was 31 when I started powerlifting. Like,
yeah. And I like to always say, like, if Instagram was to be deleted today, 50% of current powerlifters would stop powerlifting.
I mean, same thing. Like, bro, I 100% understand open powerlifting. It's great. They do amazing work, all those things. But like, I just had to meet and like having trouble with the files and stuff. People are like, when is it going to get posted? Who gives a fuck? Like, honestly, what does that do for you? Like, you got your total. Like, I get it. You want people to see and see where you stack up. Like, I think that's great. That could drive somebody to want to be better. Cool. But like at the end of the day, like, man, back in the day, you had to wait till the magazine came out, then get the magazine from your homeboy that got it from his homeboy, and then check, like, fucking go through shit. Like, so that's where the like frustration with this whole like you said, man, it's the best and worst thing that happened. The information era is great. I could I could literally type in a search bar these days. Create me a 8-week peaking plan, fucking linear periodization style with fucking a squat emphasis, and it would put out something that you could get strong off of. Oh, back in the day, you had to talk to people. Like I had to go to meets and be like, hey, what do you think about this or that? Or meet somebody who's really great at one. Chris Hickson is a perfect example. I was around him and he's a great deadlifter. I mean, he pulled 8 something when he was 18 years old.
Goddamn.
So I'm having grip problems. So I'm like, hey, Chris, man, you're a great deadlifter, but grip problems. He said, you can't ask me that. And I was like, what the fuck do you mean? He's like, I've never had grip problems. He's like, you have to ask somebody who's had grip problems. And I was like, fuck, that was like such a big moment for me, not knowing it then, but moving forward. Like, I remember I wanted to bench 600. That was my fault. When I was at Geek FTS, I was like, bro, I want to bench 600 so bad. So I'm like in that 550 range, 560. I think I hit 570 at the Arnold. I'm like, I'm fucking. I emailed every motherfucker I knew and said, yo, and like that's one of the issues with Elite FTS. And I also brought it on myself. I'm old enough and egoless enough to understand, like, by being a dick, people don't really want to fucking talk to you or help you. But I emailed pretty much every fucking alumni, every person I've met at every fucking Elite FTS, and they're all like, well, you got to kind of figure it out, this, that. Like, nobody really offered no true help.
Yeah.
Cool, I figured it out anyways. But like, man, I just wanted that. And I just remember thinking, like, I have to ask everybody who has benched 600 before. And that was all just because of some fucking dude busting my balls. I mean, I never had a grip problem. You got to figure it out what somebody has. It's like, boom, you have to talk to people. Now you just.
Yeah. And it's like, I think that's something that's kind of lost too. And that's something that we're kind of, for New England multiply, it's something that we're, I guess, lucky to have because we have so many options of people to learn from. And it's like, one of the good examples is like, we'll just say the deadlift, because like most people don't get a lot out of the deadlift suit. There's people that pull 850 that are pulling 800 raw too, and they're not getting anything out of it. But there might be someone who's deadlifting 600 raw but pulls 700 in a suit. Like, that's the person you want to ask because they know what to do to get out of it. Just because they're stronger doesn't mean they know more.
That's even far and few in between. That's a, I don't want to call it a dying breed, but I mean, hey, it is what it is. I tell people all the time, I talk shit about gear constantly. That is another thing I'll call gear queers to their face to everybody I ever meet. I don't give a fuck. I'm me. But like when I go to meets, you know who I end up fucking hanging out with?
Yeah.
All the fucking geared guys. They're my age. They're fucking, they smell like pennies in the warm-up room. Like, there's a lot going on that I can relate to. The raw thing is like super weird now. Like, it's a transition. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. And so kind of going off the point with like how you said you can literally just type into ChatGPT and make a programming. And I think that kind of opens up the door to talk about coaching and all these like 20-year-old coaches out there. And it's like, I think I touched on it a couple episodes ago, but of like programming is the easiest part of coaching. And I think that's something that people don't understand. And when, like you said, when you have the resource to be able to just have someone type it up for you, then you're losing the whole art of like what it actually means to be a coach.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like people always ask me, they're like, if you coach, why do you need a coach? I'm like, well, one, I just want to be told what to do. I work better that way. I look at something and I go, okay, boom, I do it. I'm just good like that. It's like, and as a coach, I'm super upfront with people. Like, Jeffy is my coach. And I've had people who try to hire me and they're asking me specific questions, and I'm telling them, hey, man, like, I'm good at programming. I can get you strong. But when it comes to movement or understanding those type of issues, this is who you want to go to. And I'll send them to him. Like, I know where I'm at. I could take a little bit of a novice person and make them pretty good. I'm not going to take somebody that's brand new and make them into a world record holder in a week. That would be an outlier in genetics anyways. But like, know your levels of coaching. And like, you get a guy that's a deadlift specialist, and this is where I see it the most, honestly. And he's got a huge deadlift, but he's got a shit total. He's got a shit dots. He's a fucking nobody. He's competed 3 times. Well, because he has this big deadlift, and that's what's popular, everybody wants him to be a coach. These kids are literally they're taking their necklaces and they're putting them in their mouths and stuff because they've seen somebody else who does it. It's like, it's such a weird thing. So coaching doesn't have to come off knowledge anymore. It just comes off of popularity.
Yeah, 100%.
That's what it boils down to.
Yeah, and like you were saying, like, um, I think actually I just mentioned this with my friend yesterday, but like a skill that I have is knowing when I don't have a skill. And it's like it kind of goes off what you're saying. Like if you don't know something, you have zero ego with being like, go ask this guy. There's a
Yeah,
lot of
fuck.
people that don't have that like self-awareness or ego to where they're like they'll try to do something and they'll one either hurt their client or they're just gonna get nowhere and then it's
Yeah,
just shit show.
yeah. And like I even had, man, I could call on so many people if I had questions and stuff. I just prefer to be real honest with them. I wouldn't be able to make that commitment to help you through those things you need. Go with somebody who can. It's that fucking simple.
Yeah. And so what are some of the other trends in the sport right now that drive you absolutely crazy?
Geared lifting going unlimited. Bro, I took a nice little social media break for like fucking year and a half, and I came back and I seen unlimited. I was like, what the fuck is this? And I was like, that's just wild, man. Like the thing that I always talk shit about gear. I always have, always will. It's just me. I'd say all the time, if you're gonna wear that shit, do something crazy. But what you get is you get a 330-pound grown ass man that'll wear a fucking unlimited shirt to bench 450 pounds.
Yeah.
I think that is the dumbest. And then in Texas, they all start in high school
Yep.
in gear. I was like, freshman, sophomore should be raw, junior year single ply, and if they want to, senior year go multi ply. Like build a fucking base. You're putting all these kids' ligaments in fucking positions with weights that they never could touch naturally. And like that part I hate. You know, they're at the water cooler Monday. Benched 470 this week, and they had fucking a bench daddy on. It's like, come the fuck on, bro. Like I could bench my truck with that thing on.
Yeah.
I get it. There's a technical aspect to it and all these things. Like, really, I wrote down this is something I want to talk with you about later. I want to fucking hold a multiply only or a geared only meet. Like, I respect that part of sport. And, like, as a dinosaur here, I'm like, and for a guy that makes fun of it, like, that's a big part of. I watched, or at Barbell Central, people have no idea. Unless they've been to that place where I tried, that place is fucking nuts. Like, people talk about Westside and everything. There's a lore because Louis and some of those guys from times past. But Barbell Central was fucking. I've seen Chuck Vogelpool in there. I've seen all these guys. So we had one monolith. It was all like the biggest geared guys from Omaha, Iowa. Fucking. Then there was another one in the middle, and it was Dan Bell, Derek Kendall, me. Fucking. Bro, at one time there was three of us running 1,000 pounds in a raw gym in fucking 2017. And then there was another monolith at the little in betweeners who went. We would start squatting at noon, and we would finish at fucking 7 p.m. We'd be ordering pizzas and shit. It was fucking nuts, but it was like that place was crazy. The intensity was nuts, man.
Yeah, and so that's it's kind of funny that like you said you love to talk shit about gear, but at the same time you clearly do have like a respect for it in the sport as a whole because you understand like its purpose in the sport and like yeah, like it's not your cup of tea, but
Right.
you're not gonna like hate a person because they don't do it. But there's some people that are like yeah, you said it a few minutes ago, like yeah, the techno aspect, and I kind of share the same opinion with the unlimited stuff. It's like I don't and this might not settle well for some people, but like if some big fucker who's like you said 300 pounds and he's in a three ply bencher and he's not benching like at least 800 900 1000
Yeah, dude.
pounds like it
Or
doesn't
even 700, bench 700. There's
yeah
somebody doing that raw somewhere in the world. Like, I think that's. I'm respectful enough to the gear that if I see somebody benching 7, 8, 9, Jimmy Cole repping 1,000, like, who the fuck am I to say, oh, it's because you got a shirt on? Like, bro, all it takes is one little false move, you're fucking decapitated.
yeah
Like,
yeah
that was always an issue. Like when I would talk shit about it, real gear dudes would not give a fuck. They didn't give a fuck. They're like, oh, another loudmouth raw kid. Who gives a fuck? You know, it's like, but that's the respect I have for them. Like I said, when I go to meets now, it's these guys that are fucking Marlboro lights coming out when they're weighing in. I fucking love that. I was just weighing people in for the backyard pro. Dudes are pulling out cigarettes and shit. I was like, I fucking love my life, dude. Like this is powerlifting, you know. But things change. Everything changes. Fucking every sport over the years. I mean, sometimes you have to accept some things you're not willing to accept.
yeah so let's talk about that backyard beat. So I guess to start, what kind of inspired you to do this?
And you know, I want to start hosting meets. I am at a part where if I do compete, it'd be like I literally peaked for a meet in August, and it just one the APO still hasn't posted anything, and it's hard to like really want to do a meet unless like somebody was there. So I was just kind of like using it as an excuse. I'm like, oh, there's nobody there, nobody to compete against. I don't know. And I just kind of like mentally, I was like, oh, I'm fucking done. You know what I mean?
Yeah
But if I took one more run, I would. So I was just like, man, I'm always gonna lift. I run a gym that's like super crazy. Texas Tech powerlifting team trains there, and them kids are fucking insane. So it's like cool seeing, bro, life comes at you fast. One day you're having talks like this 10 years ago and you're fucking hanging USAPL banners in your fucking gym. Like, I literally did that today. Like, it's wild. I just wanted to do meets and doing the meet with Tyler at his gym when he broke the world record, and I call it Whoville, the other side of powerlifting. And Whoville didn't agree with like their buddy getting his stuff taken or whatever. We just had the idea. We're like, fuck, they're calling us backyard. Let's do backyard pro. And Tyler and some of his people, they got some money together. And like, bro, people can say what they want about anything. We live in the greatest country in the world. We can say whatever the fuck we want. But maybe some of these meets, instead of having fucking sparklers when these guys come out, should start throwing the fucking lifters a little more cash.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, talk all the shit you want. $15,000 in cash got handed out to fucking power lifters, bro.
Yeah.
Power lifters leaving with thousands of dollars. You could, the Surge, Ghost, all of them. I bet you all of those combined probably didn't have the same amount of cash prizes that some of those people walked out of there with. So call it backyard. Talk shit about it being long. The reason it ran long is because I'm a dinosaur and I fucked up the computers and we literally had to reload every single solitary person in the meet in there. Like, I own that. But again, like I said in my reel, oh no, I spent 9 hours on a Saturday at a powerlifting meet with the homies that I get to see once or twice a year. Oh no, my life is ruined. But hey, like I said, I'm getting older. I'm getting a little more calm in my brain. I get Whoville's thing. Let's make it fast. Let's make it approachable. Let's make it so people watch it. I got bad fucking news for you. I could pop on ESPN right now and watch fucking kickball, but you ain't never gonna fucking see it out and bench and a deadlift 3 fucking reps. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like, cool. Have your fucking delusions of grandeur that this is gonna be a fucking thing one day. It is not, unless it's like Big Dogs, ABS, that type of shit. They make it to where it could be something like that. But again, it fucking fizzles out all the time. Like, nobody wants to fucking go to a meet where all-time world records are being broken, and when it comes to deadlift, people are screaming, yelling, that's great. They leave there like, holy fuck, I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
Baseball's cool. I can eat a hot dog, drink a beer, take a nap, wake up, and it's still happening. Nobody, if you wanted powerlifting to be this big mainstream thing, you would have to make it one attempt. You get one squat, one bit. So do all your shit in the fucking warm-up room, and it would have to have so much money in production to make it fucking palatable for people to want to watch. But it would cost you $200 fucking dollars to walk into a meet. So everybody wants the growth of the sport, integrity, all of that shit. But you think everybody want to fucking throw in $200 to go watch a fucking thing? No. They bitched about the live stream, a free live stream that somebody decided to do to help out at the last minute.
Yeah.
Oh no, the live stream sucks. Yeah, who gives a fuck? Show up. It's a powerlifting meet. Like I said, we used to have to wait for the magazines to come out to see what happened, or get on the fucking phone and literally dial the motherfucker's phone number and be like, what happened?
Yeah, and it's funny because like when I say I want to grow the sport, I want to just bring more people in the sport. I'm not, and like I think that's a thing that people get confused about. It's like I do this podcast to like learn and share knowledge, and that's with powerlifters. I'm not trying to have some random fucking Joe Schmo from the gym be like, if anything, I want him to come do a powerlifting meet or come go to a meet. I don't want to have him tune in on TV.
Yeah, dude, it's never gonna fucking happen. They could take all their fucking sparklers and fucking WWE entrances and fucking shiny belts and all of that shit, bro. It ain't never gonna do a motherfucking thing. If the dudes who ran Big Dogs couldn't make it happen, I don't think anybody else is gonna try to make it happen.
Yeah.
And that was fucking powerlifting. No fucking Wilks, Dots, whatever the fuck it is now. It was run what you brung. It was the baddest dudes in powerlifting, and they fucking duped it the fuck out, man. That was dope. And the only thing I ever think about when I watch Big Dogs is Dan Bell on the live stream went like this on the side of his leg, and everybody's seeing it. I think every time I say Big Dogs, it's the only thing I can think of. That's how fucking retarded I am.
Yeah, that's and those are some really cool meets, and I love the total meets and stuff like that. And one of the things I try to do with the meet I host is, like you said, get some prize money for the lifters, get some good swag bags, like have some.
Tyler Williamson, to catch the flack he did from the Whovillians is wild. That dude fucking, bro, his gym. I have been around the gym. Meets happen. Nobody wants to come help move shit. That dude's got a fucking community, bro. It's so sick. The way he treats people, the way his wife treats people, they treat them like family. That gym, they fucking literally day of meet or day of weigh-ins, they come at night, they move the whole gym, they set up the meet. As soon as the meet's over, everybody's moving shit. We're loading up trailer. It's crazy. And they love him. He loves everybody. Like, I get it. There's rules and the rules are broken. Of course, you're allowed to say things, and I don't think attacking somebody's personal character is even necessary, but it happens. It's the internet. It's cool. But like that type of meet, like that's what I want. I would never want to fucking let's walk down the ramp to my fucking favorite song and fucking have smoke come out and fucking the sparklers they do. That shit kills me every fucking time. I just want to see motherfuckers move. I watched Samantha Rice fucking nuke it. Watched fucking Fernando fucking nuke it. Josh Steele nuked it. I watched new powerlifters. I watched a 15-year-old girl fucking hit a squat PR. That shit probably hit me more than most things. Like, I just want the sport to still have, and like, honestly, there's really nothing backyard about it. If you want to say it because it took 9 hours, I was like, I really don't give a fuck because guess what I did? Hey, lifters, are you guys ready? You guys need 15 more minutes? Oh, you guys need, okay, there's still a few warming up, bet, because I care about the lifters. I don't give a fuck about my live stream or about anything else. So, yeah, it took a long time. And guess what? Nobody bitched. Nobody complained. It was great. Everybody had a great time. People walked away with some cash, some prizes, got to train at a sick-ass gym. And, like, I just want to continue to do that. The issue I run into is I got hyper-focused on that, and I was supposed to help some other people with meets. And like, I think the thing is people think a meet director is supposed to promote and do all of their stuff. So like I ran into like a little issue with another gym that was supposed to have a meet the next week. They're like, oh, you only care about the backyard pro. I never really responded in any sort, but like, yeah, they're probably right. I did. You know what I mean? Like it was big, it was huge. And when you got people's money at stake, you want to try to make sure everything's good. But man, to call it the backyard pro was more of like a shot at, because every year when somebody breaks a specific one or two guys fucking records, they come out of the fucking woodwork. And then when one of theirs gets a bad call or this or that, it's like they all back. They do the Homer Simpson into the bushes, you know. So the word integrity gets thrown around in powerlifting. I'll say this: unless you compete in the IPF or the USAPL, I'll fucking get powders delivered overseas to our fucking friend's house where they cook it in their fucking kitchen and we put it in our fucking muscles and we walk around. Fuck integrity. Half the people in powerlifting have fucked half the people in powerlifting. So when they're like, oh yes, no integrity because the judges, which I was the head judge, you know, it's like, it's crazy. So I just want meets where people can come, have fun, lift weights, bro. To see a 15-year-old girl squat on the same day Samantha Rice squatted, and like that little girl fucking taking pictures, like, bro, that's all I care about. That is growth of the sport to me. Because that little girl is gonna have the same story on a podcast one day, like I did, talking about Brandon Lilly being at the fucking meet. Like, I'm just thinking of that now. Like, that's crazy. So those type of meets, that's what I want to host. I don't want to get into the volume just hosting meets with like 8 people, 12 people, like, and I'll do that. I need to be better at that because that is integral, because that's how it really used to be. Like, there wasn't these huge conglomerates of meets. But I would like to do 2 or 3 of those big meets a year, man. And if I do a couple little ones here and there, like right now I got one in Carroll. Like, I met these dudes. They got a sick little gym. I just want to help them out, kind of get their gym a little buzz and stuff. So I was like, let's do a fucking meet. Like, it'll be fun. They'll get the lift. They'll get their numbers to count. So, like, helping people out or helping people who really, those dudes are passionate. They got a sick little gym. You know, they got an inverse curl. They got a back attack. I'm like, I'm going to fucking steal this thing. So it's like to see guys that still like have that old school thought process into their gym and into that stuff. It's nice to see. So like that. But the backyard pro, I think that's going to just grow into like a pretty big thing. It was dope. One of Tyler's partners owns a gym, Alchemy Iron. His name's Neil DeVoe. He's a strong dude. He owns a gym, but he's hosting one in Houston. It's going to be in April. It's at a brewery. Like, it's fucking just going to be like, that's where I want to be, bro. I want to fucking, it's never going to be on fucking ESPN, you who really is listening to me now. But you know, it's real nice when you spend a day with your family, you drink a couple Coors Lights, and you fucking go outside and maybe smoke a little smoke, lift some weights. I don't fucking think there's anything more that I want to do.
Yeah, and it's funny that like people are complaining about a 9-hour meet. You can clearly tell these people have not been in powerlifting for long, because a 9-hour meet isn't even anything crazy. I've heard fucking horror stories about 14-hour meets and fucking 3-day
If
meets.
you play meets in Iowa, ask Dan, ask Eric, ask anybody that's fucking Ernie. But we would start at 9 a.m. We would be getting our awards at 1 a.m.
Yeah.
And guess what? We all fucking kicked it. Like, what the fuck? Like, bro, I get to see these guys maybe, you know, unless you train with them, you know, 2-3 times a year at a fucking meet. It's great. That's what I want to do. I want to hang out. And I'm getting old, and my kids are old. So like when I'm watching these things and I see these older people with their kids and they're watching, you know, their siblings or their cousins or their mom or their dad, like, well, that shit's dope to me. Like, and that's, if that's backyard, then motherfucker, I'll be doing backyard meets for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And like, it was like a play, like, when Mark used to have the backyard meets of the century, but it was like all the biggest motherfuckers in the country too. I did one of those actually. So it's like that's a part of his. That's the thing. Like half the people bitching about it don't even know like what the backyard meet of the century was. You know, like, I got into the sport. I had no. I didn't know who Ed Cohn was. I didn't know who the fucking Lily Bridges were. I just heard they were like the stronger dudes. I was like, I'm gonna go. And then like as I got into it, I was like, oh fuck, like craziness. You know, it just I don't know. I will keep it backyard for my whole life just to see people enjoy a sport for a day.
Yeah.
It's never going to be a season. It's never going to be a tournament. It's a day. So let's make it as cool as we can for the day, and let's make it extremely. It's not the most family orientated sport on the fucking planet, but if you're there and your people training, like you pretty much know, like, and that's why I named it Black. Like my little shit is like Black Sheep Powerlifting because that's just who I am. Like even with the SPF, like I'm the black sheep of that. Trust me, they are on my ass constantly.
Yeah, and kind of going off that whole backyard idea, it's like obviously I have respect for anyone that's competing in powerlifting and like the IPF and the USAPO, the PLU, all those feds that are kind of like they kind of treat it more of like a professional sport in a different sense. But that's why I like doing like these quote unquote backyard meets. Like, yeah, the standards are a little loose, and like I have my own personal standards which I like to hold myself to, but these
Yeah,
meets are
as
more
everybody
fun.
should.
Yeah, these meets are more fun. They're more you get to have fun. Like you said, you get to go to a meet for 10 hours. You get to drink and smoke with your friends and lift some weights and talk shit about other people and see people you haven't seen in years. And like that's what makes it fun.
Eat a fucking Chick-fil-A sandwich. You know, I mean, fucking. I don't know any more things I would like to do on a Saturday. I've been doing it for like fucking 15 years straight. I mean, yeah, I think it shows a lot about Tyler's character too. He just took something that was very negative and turned it into a majorly positive thing. Like that's who he is as a person. He's a grinder, and I just cannot say enough good. I probably have never said a good thing to him, but maybe he'll hear this. And but yeah, I mean the man just took the negative, turned it into a positive thing, and he did it for his people and his gym and his community. And man, they backed that dude like something I've never seen. I literally closed the gym to move to another, and literally people that I coached and trained for years for free didn't even help me fucking take shit apart, load shit up or nothing, you know. So to see that, like, I love that, and I think that dude deserves a lot, and I think he'll. He does like 4 meets a year. He's got Ben the Bar coming up in December. There's like 70 people signed up for. Like that's been a thing before I even knew who he was. I used to hear about Ben the Bar. So it's like I love the backyard meets. I want to keep doing them, and I think that'll keep our thing the way it used to be a little bit.
Yeah.
And
So
PLU, I don't think that wasn't there somebody just complaining about the PLU all over Instagram about a deadlift or something.
that I'm not sure about. I know there was a little bit of ABS drama recently, but um
With Colton.
yeah, oh, there's that. Yeah. So do you want to talk about that a little bit? Because I know you made a post about that.
I just made the post basically saying what I just said all day today. Like, bro, like I did say, hey, Colton, if you want to fuck you, I used that old Suge Knight shit, man.
Yeah,
People
yeah.
don't even know what the fuck that was. I was like, that was one of the most gangster things that ever happened when I was growing up. But like, I get both people. If you do sign a contract, man, you gotta fucking stick to it. But if you would have got me 10 years ago when I signed a contract and I didn't fill out, I would have told you to go fuck yourself too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Again, it's powerlifting, bro. But they're trying to bring a level of professionalism to the sport. So you do have, if you're gonna put your name on a piece of paper. But here's the thing, man. There's always two sides of the story. We don't know what kind of contract was signed or what the stipulation was. Dude has visa problems, this, that, and the other. Do I think he's ducking anybody? Sierra Michael Delta. Why would my man duck anybody? And then like he does have a point. Like they want him to go against Hack for dots. It's like, oh, you guys just want to set it up to be like, oh, he beat Colton. It's like, bro, at the end of the day, the dude fucking has the best total on the fucking planet. Your dots in Whoville could fucking run off somewhere. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, but again, there's different sides to the sport to people. People think dots is a super important thing. People think because I trash dots like I have a terrible dots. I'm like, shut the fuck up and go Google me real quick, you dumbass. But if they're saying, hey, do this, and he's saying, well, let's make it this, and they don't want to meet in the middle, I mean, aren't you just as guilty then?
Yeah, yeah, and I think that's another thing too. A little bit about meet directors, but like, what do you think? What do you think is one of the bigger problems that maybe some meet directors kind of miss the mark on the meet? Because I think so. Obviously, there's some people that try to do it for cash and realize it's like this isn't about cash. This is about like me personally. Like I'm doing it to make the lifters have fun. That's kind of the same thing you're doing. And some meet directors are like, oh, I can put a few extra bucks in my pocket. So
If you're getting into directing meets and hosting meets to make money, you're in the wrong sport. Again, kickball is on ESPN. Like, yeah, it's man, that backyard pro was dope, but nobody made money. You know who made money? The lifters. So that's why everybody can shut the fuck up. Like at the end of the day, put grands in people's pockets for lifting weights and then talk shit. You know, it's funny too. Like I was waiting for somebody to say something about a world record or when Tyler broke the world record, why didn't you do it in a big meet? Fernando and Sam do it, and they're like, oh, that's great. It's like it's who you are, bro. It's like it's a fucking popularity contest. Tyler breaks it in his own gym. Oh, you should have did it in a big meet. If you have any integrity, you should have did this. You should have did that. Fucking Sam fucking destroyed every fucking women's world record there is. Fernando fucking got the biggest commit. They even bitched about him dropping it like this much at the bottom. I'm like, bro, showed the whole fucking desert. But like nobody wanted to say shit about them breaking world records at a backyard meet because it would ruin them and them's relationship. It's like you guys are so fucking weird. Like, and I tell people this story all the time. We're gonna get a little off track here, but it's gonna be worth it.
All right.
I used to train with a dude named John Martin. Nobody's gonna know who the fuck he is. He's a strong kid. But me and this fucking dude like have this like unspoken hatred. Like this dude talks shit the whole time I ever trained. So much. The dude never shuts the fuck up. He would drive me. I tried to fight him fucking like 4 fucking times. I literally like one time in my driveway, he's like, bro, we gotta talk this shit out. I'm like, fucking run me to fade right fucking now. He's like 6'3", fucking 290, strong as fuck. I was like, bro, you're 35, I'm 40. Like, let's fucking run it. He would never fight. He's like, I have too much respect for you. But like we would go back and forth and just talk shit. But that dude was like one of the best training partners I ever had. So it's like out of all of that talk shit, this, that, and the other, like, bro, like a lot of growth comes from it. A lot comes from it. So sometimes you need those people around saying all the negative shit, the dumb shit, because it's just going to make you do better. It's going to make you clean things up. But like, I would tell him to his face, I can't fucking stand you. He wouldn't be with one of my other friends. I'm like, oh yeah, John's okay because other people. So like when I see these people, they'll pick and choose who they want to talk shit about, what world record got broke. But when it's somebody who's like, hey, if I say shit about them, I'm gonna have to see them at Ghost Clash, and their coach is friends with my coach, so we'll let it slide. It's like fucking pick one side and ride it, homie. Either fuck everybody who does a backyard meet and breaks a world record, or fucking it's cool for everybody. So it's like they talk about integrity, but again, it's like you're so one-sided. Like we're literally split left, right, Whoville, backyard, whatever the fuck it is. It's like at the end of the day, man, you can't just pick and choose who you want to consider backyard, just because your friend's world record got broke or specific persons. It's powerlifting, bro. There's human error. You know, it's dark rooms. Fucking, you can't until they make it a laser fucking thing. You know what I mean? Like it's just not gonna. Again, fucking kickballs on ESPN. We're not getting lasers for depth. I promise.
Yeah, and that's kind of where the whole thing with like the judging, like every meet's going to be different, and I've said it a million times. It's just like it comes down to consistency, and with world records and stuff, like the lifter themselves, if it meets their own personal integrity and it gets passed, cool. There should be no fucking conversation about it. If that person's integrity is at question and they're happy with a 5-inch high squat, that's a little bit of a different story. But if it's the standard or close enough and they're happy with it, then cool. Let them have their record and move on with your fucking day.
Yeah, I mean, multiply is where you see the 5-inch ones going. So like that's always the thing. But like, man, honestly, over the last 10 years, every time the world record gets broke by a specific person or a specific person's world record gets broke, rather, they come out the woodwork. And it's never blatantly like, holy fuck, there's no way. It's always like, whoa, it's dark. Whoa, maybe. I'm like, well, you don't know how a dude's built. You know, it's like, I'm 6 feet tall. I have 28-inch inseam. I have midget fucking femurs, dude. I squat high bar. Nobody fucking pays attention to that because everybody just assumes everybody squats low bar. So like, I'm very upright. My squat looks like I'm very, but bro, like it's there. So like, I've had so many. I remember Brandon Franklin. I don't know how old you are.
No, I'm 25.
Yeah, well, never mind. You don't want to know this guy. He catfished his own wife to like say he was cheating on her. So it was crazy. But anyway, he talks shit about my depth constantly. And then he seen me at a meet in Kentucky, and he's like, "Oh man, fucking, I apologize." So it's like you don't know. You really don't. And if somebody could look me dead in my face and be like, Tyler shit was blatantly like obviously high, I'd be like, bro, you're just wrong. Like I was there in person. I seen it. I see how he squats. He just has a fucking giant quad sweep, and the dude's an animal, bro. I think I know 2 people, maybe 3 in my life I've compared like, holy fuck, their calves might be close to mine. Dan Bella's one of them.
Yep,
he's another one.
Yeah, and it's funny because when Dan Bell came up, because Danny Tinahara was doing Holy Wars last year, and he came up, and a couple of my friends have monster calves too, so we have a picture of like all their calves lined up, and it's
Yeah,
fucking hilarious.
they're all white boys too. I promise
Yep.
you. Yeah, fuck yeah. They can't take that from us.
but yeah, like with the like you said with the integrity and stuff, and back to the video. That's what the social media thing drives me fucking crazy too. Because like I know I squat like two depth, maybe an inch high, which would pass at any fucking meet. So that's beside the point. Sometimes I watch my videos, I'm like, that looks like it's fucking 6 inches high, and it's like I will never judge a squat video like unless it's ridiculously blatant. I'm like, okay, maybe it's there. Like it's hard to tell, especially when you're
Really hard to tell,
yeah.
man.
So I think it's just there's people just love to run their mouth when they don't have things to say. But like people love to make they just want attention most of the time, and it's annoying.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, and like I said, it's a pick and choose thing. That's the part that makes it funky. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Well, we've all seen the squat, and we're all like, "Yep." But when there's a fucking divide of 50-50, like, it, I I'm for it. I am. We are all allowed to have different opinions, but it's the fucking integrity. Like, come the fuck on, dude. Like, bro, everybody's got to go to work Monday morning. Everybody's got shit to do. Like, bro, fucking, this is not because I squatted high and got two white lights doesn't make me a very like. It's just weird. Those are the same people like, oh, they take it too fucking serious. But it's like, so which is it? You're gonna spend your whole weekend fucking arguing with people you don't even know about somebody's squat, but some people take it too serious.
and it actually what it reminds me of is I just think of football immediately is when you someone's team loses a game, they're like, oh, it's the fucking refs. They were. It's like, bro,
Always,
it's the
yeah,
same vibe of like, dude, you're just looking for something to complain about at this point.
pass the book.
But so kind of a little bit with your gym and your training now. So I know you have your own gym and you kind of moved to Texas and you said at the beginning that Texas is the best state in the country. So what brought you to Texas?
Oh man, that's a whole nother podcast, homie. We'll have to get drunk on that one. Honestly, I got hurt at Westside and I needed to fucking change my life. I was just like I said, man, I don't regret it, but I look back and I'm like, fuck, that's 10, 12 years doing a lot of crazy shit and fucking I just needed to start over and that's kind of what I did. And Texas, man, I'm old and my shit hurts and it's hot here all the time. It feels good.
Yeah. And so what does training look like for you now?
And right now I've just been doing like mostly I always say the word wrong and I know so I'm just gonna say how I say it, hypertrophy, hypertrophy. I haven't fucking squatted heavy, deadlifted heavy probably since like August. I just been chilling, bro. I lost like 60 fucking pounds. I feel like a ninja. Beverly Hills ninja, but a ninja nevertheless. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel good. I'm fucking doing stupid fasted fucking weighted vest walks in the morning and just fucking doing the health thing, getting old, like trying to fight father time a little bit. My kids are getting old. They're gonna have kids and graduate college and get married. It'd be cool to be here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't have that thought process fucking 10 years ago, 5 years ago, really even. It was no matter what. And you can't run fucking hot all the time. So I've just been chilling, man. I enjoy training this way, getting a pump, fucking just being around, and I get to talk shit to all the little USAPL kids that, fucking they seen a vein one time in their pinky finger, now they swear they're swole. But there's man, I got some kids in there, like I got a 220 squat and 666, and these kids are
Hell yeah.
drug tested natties, you know what I mean? Like it's cool to see. I got my little homie Ramses, he's like a 123. The dude squats in the fours, bro,
Holy
and
shit.
sleep. Like, yeah, he's fucking. It's cool to see. There's some girls there, fucking Abby, Brooke. Like, it's cool to see like college kids fucking hammering fucking work, getting a degree, drinking their fucking brains out and puking, and fucking training ball. So it's like,
Fuck yeah.
dude, the USAPL kids ain't so bad, But training is 4 times a week. It's bro, and that's another thing. I don't do that 4 or 5 hours in a gym shit. I'm there 4 or 5 hours. The training's gonna cost me an hour. That's it. I'm chasing the pump right now, and I'm just fucking. I try to get a little 15, 20,000 steps in every day, and just fucking live a little longer, keep annoying people.
Yeah. So you're on what I like to call the retired O lineman plan.
Yeah, powerlifting was retired online.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah, it's nice, man. My bench is still decent. My upper body just stays pretty strong. If I wanted to, I bet you in, fuck, I'll say 5 weeks, I could squat 800 pounds again if I wanted to. Like, It would just take me a couple weeks to get used to reps and feel it out. Like I've always been able to put a squat together, but all those little injuries, bro, like they get annoying. I need to have hernia surgery. Like I don't know, the last 4 years, the shoulder's gone, the knees are going. Like I'm just at a point like I think I care more about my life than my total or training. So it's like I don't want to fucking have surgery. I don't. And when you start thinking like that, you really can't go to where you need to go to do what I would want to do
Yeah.
because you can't have that shit in your mind. I ain't give a fuck. I never thought in my life I'd get hurt. I thought I was fucking invincible. Drugs will do that to you.
Yeah. So I guess with kind of the shift in how you train and kind of just, I guess, treat your body now, what are some of the things that you would maybe tell someone who's kind of in there? Like, what would you say to me to like be able to keep that longevity of like, obviously you want to be able to push yourself, but you don't want to go too far.
Yeah, man, I think about this a lot. And the first one would be sleep. Fucking sleep, bro. Like you have to fucking sleep. That is the best drug in the fucking world that you can get.
100%.
Secondly, I get asked all the time, what would you do differently, bro? I would do more GPP. And like I always got made fun of, oh, you're fat. Oh, they tell me on the internet, oh, this guy's never gonna make it to 40. Like, what? I'm 45. Fuck you. I already beat you. Like, I always did GPP. You can ask anybody I've ever trained with. I push sleds. I always did shit. I played fucking I was a pulling guard like most of my life.
Yeah.
I'm one of them big dudes that you're like, I got a motor. So I always did GPP. I would have did much, much more. And this is funny, like it's gonna drift a little bit, but one of the reasons I ended up working with Jaffe way down the road, if you ever remember fucking 10 years ago, I used to I wouldn't say I ever made fun of Jaffe directly, but there was a picture they were all wearing like their little donut shorts and everything. And I split it and I put like, it was Dave, Louie, fucking all them dudes shirtless. And I was like, powerlifting then first now, he never took it personal, but it was after the Arnold and I missed my third attempt deadlift, which would have gave me my 2,300 pound total. And I'm sitting up against the brick wall in the hallway. I don't know if you've ever been there at the meet. So I'm sitting there and he sits next to me, slides down. I'm like, what's up? He's like, what we got? Fucking can't hold the deadlift. And he was like, man, it's probably like an endurance thing. It's not a strength thing. He's like, you pull 815 in the gym constantly. Yeah. It's like, can't hold it in a meet. And it hit me. I was like, fuck. So like, fast forward, like, I don't know, fucking 8-9 years later, I was like, that always stuck with me. And like, that's the thing. These coaches, they think they have to get you to hire them and this, that. It's like, be who you are, work yourself. Like that shit will come back around. And like, that's what it was. I hit him up one day. I was sitting at my other gym and I was like, you know what? I want to compete again. My back's trashed. My L5 is like non-existent. I'm like, let me call this dude. And we worked and I put up a 2,200 pound total. I was like on 160 milligrams of test, nothing else. I was like, wait, I took all that for a 2282. I took 160 mgs of test and I got a 2,200 pound total at 44 years old. I was like, I fucked up bad. I fucked up real bad.
Yeah, and that's why it's like I kind of where we're talking about before about like just talking to people. Like you could think you'd be doing everything right, but like there's always like one little fucking thing that could change. Like you said, with just a little GPP, you'll be able to hold more deadlift. Like some people like have a grip strength that, or maybe their hands blow up from bench, and maybe this guy knows a little trick. Like when you talk to people, you learn shit like that you can spread to others, and that's kind of why I love doing this podcast, because everyone who's been through the sport, and whether you're still in it, retired, like have done something, or just coach a bunch of people, you learn these little things that can just add to your total.
Yeah, I would say top three would be sleep, GPP, and minimal effective dosage. Like, bro, more is not more. I promise you. Any dude who did the same shit we all did in like 16, 17, 18 will tell you the same fucking thing right fucking now. I promise you they will.
Yeah, and it's funny that you say that too, because I know so many people that it's like they'll run whatever they're gonna run into a meet or something, and then after they'll go on TRT level dose, and then they're the strongest they've ever been. It's like, see, you don't need that much shit. You just need that little bit of boost for that recovery, and you're fucking chilling.
Or you see super heavyweights running a gram and can't even bench 500 pounds, dude. Like that's wild. I benched 500 pounds before I ever took fucking right around the same time.
Yeah,
right around the same time, because I remember the day I hit 500 pounds.
Yeah,
and I think I was taking Anadrol. I wasn't even taking anything else.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, we don't have to dive into it too, but the whole like tested versus untested, and now all the peptides and stuff, and like that's a whole world of like, I the reason I don't talk about it often is because, like, quite frankly, I don't give a fuck what anyone else does. Like,
yeah, me neither. Well, I'm not going to say who told me it, but it was an old coach of mine once told me, you can pass any test if you study hard enough. Enough said.
Yeah. Well, I think that's kind of a good note to end on. But I'll ask you my final question. If you could give a new lifter, someone going into their first meet, a word of advice, what would you tell them?
Take suspension after I put the fucking minimal effective dosage. No, visualization. I know it sounds stupid and it
No,
sounds cheesy.
I'm with you on that one.
So I have looked myself in my rearview mirror so many times in my life and said, "You're fucking doing this. You're fucking doing this. You're fucking doing this." Visualize yourself doing it. It's like your brain. Like this is like real shit. Like your brain understands it, feels it, knows it, smell it. Fucking do all of those things. Do that for fucking a week leading up to that meeting. I promise you, you'll have a much better output with your performance. It's the weirdest, cheesiest, fucking corniest sounding thing, but it's one of the most applicable things that you can do. That is free. That doesn't cost anything. Won't fuck your hormones up. It's a real thing. Visualize yourself doing those things, winning, hitting that PR, all of those things. It will take you very far.
Yeah, 100%. And that's something that like I talked about this with Chad Aches a lot, and he's very big on visualization. It's something that like yeah, it sounds corny and cheesy. You're like, oh, this voodoo magic bullshit until you actually do it and you're like, holy fuck. Like you go to the platform, you go to that weight that you're visualizing, and it feels like a memory. It's like,
Yeah,
I've done this before. This is my first time
yeah,
here.
yeah. And I do that. I've done that most of my career. Probably never spoke on it because I had to be cool and tough. But that is a real thing for me, man. Me and that rearview mirror, and me and my calculator on my phone at red lights. We got a lot of conversations over the years.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to thank you again for taking the time to come on. It was my pleasure.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it.
Sweet. Listen, I don't have a beard. I've got this glorious mustache. But even this stash deserves elite care. That's where Wicked Wolf Beard Co. comes into play. Their oils and balms keep the face fuzz fresh, soft, and ready for action. No crusty cowboy nonsense here. It smells great, feels great, and makes me look more like I lift heavy things. Beard, mustache, or something in between, Wicked Wolf's got your mug covered. Wicked Wolf Beard Co. Respect the stash. Head on over to Wicked Wolf Beard Co. and use code PLDEN for 25% off your order. Shout out to my guy Bear over at Summit Performance Therapy, the only person I trust to scrape me, needle me, and massage me and fix my squat at the same time. If your joints sound like microwave popcorn or you've been limping since Tuesday's deadlifts, Bear's your guy. He knows lifters, he is a lifter, and he's got magic hands, dry needles, and a deep understanding of how to not let your body fall apart. Book a session and tell him the PL Den sent you. Summit Performance Therapy. Reach your summit. Powered by Bear. Literally.